I purchased my 2020 Equinox from you guys about 2 weeks ago, and I didn't get a second key.
We just provide the keys in which the vehicle came with. We don't just go get second keys made for every single used vehicle.
Why wasn't I ever offered the chance to be able to even get a second key then?
When you were talking with your salesperson, did it even come up at all in conversation?
No, not at all. I just assumed that buying a car from a dealership, I was going to get 2 keys.
Right. And that is kind of a common thought. The problem for our end is that anytime that we go add a cost to the vehicle, I have to pass that cost on to the customer. Looking at your deal right here, you paid $15,900 for that Equinox. I had that thing online at 17 grand, right? At the same rate, I understand what you're saying about the key, just unfortunately in this circumstance, this one didn't come with it.
I hear what you're saying, and I appreciate you giving the explanation, but the decision was made for me. I could have had the option to be able to say, okay, maybe I can stretch just a little bit more than 16 to have the second key.
Right. You make a really good point there. And kind of our end too, is that like when we're doing deals and we're trying to negotiate cars and we're trying to figure out, we say to ourselves, okay, does this profit make sense? In your case, when you had to be at 16, we were at 17, we look at a profit and we go, okay, are we willing to cut our profit here by $1,000? And in your case, we had enough room in this vehicle. So we said, okay, let's do this. Let's make a car deal here. I'm not saying this is your fault. We're just in a situation here where we didn't have one and we just don't go get things made or add additional costs to vehicles that aren't 1000% necessity.
How do I go about getting a second key? Because the 2020 Equinox got that push button start thing. And if I were to misplace or lose the key, then I'm SOL on being able to drive the vehicle.
You can get one made here. We have the equipment and parts and capability and programming and all that because they are computer chip keys. So not only do you have to buy the key, you got to get it programmed. I understand that can be a hefty cost. What if we were to split the cost of the key?
If you can run the numbers for me and let me know, I mean, either way it goes, I'm going to have the key. I've always gotten 2 keys. If you can look into that and circle back with me, and then we can go from there.
Let's do that. The last thing I want you to think is we're trying to pull some shade over your eyes or that we're some shade tree dealership. I appreciate you reaching out to me. Let me see what we can do on our end here, and we'll do our best to make this right.
I'll wait to hear back from you.
All right, thank you so much. We'll be in touch. When you buy a used car, should it always come with 2 keys?